This episode is shit, by the way.
This episode is shit, and we're releasing it anyway. There's no...
Well, if you don't release shit, you die, so...
Exactly.
That's the title of the episode, folks.
Release shit or die.
Don't release shit, you die.
Oh, jeez, Lois, this reminds me of the time I didn't shit and died.
Welcome to the Fear Fiction Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-whore Dead Palette, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
Roger was missing in 1978. His bullies killed him, injured him, and make him his dead. His friend betrayed him. He laughed, including his whole friend. They left him dead, but he was brought back from the scientist. The scientist brought him back. The Hollow was born, the scientist said. Toward get revenge.
That was pretty close to what it actually said.
Thank you, IBS King. That was an excellent creepypasta. Thank you for being an avid user of r/creepypasta. An excellent place for all creepy stories.
And guess what? When you're a user of r/creepypasta and you find a post written or drawn or whatever by clearly a young person, and when you report that post and you say this doesn't belong here, guess what? I ignore your report. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey. That was that was the thing.
Mm-hmm. The end.
The end.
Everybody take a bow. Okay, DP, take a bow. Abysmii?
Yeah, I took it. Well, I hope I just don't get copyright struck by user IBS King for just reading his entire story without any commentary.
Well, okay, so we got to think of some commentary. That was bloody awful. There we go.
That was more enjoyable and more worth my time than most no-sleep stories.
Yeah.
Why was Roger missing? What happened to him?
It says from a scientist, but it doesn't say a scientist in what field. Is it a mathematician? Is it a
typical revenge trope that's so ridiculous?
Oh, cool, blimey. Oh.
Hey, how about we transition?
I'm getting in a state.
Let's transition from doing terrible British accents and do a very different kind of accent. Listen, I gotta be real. This story by IBS King is insanely anti-Semitic. I can't believe that we allow that the moderators of r/creepypasta allow this kind of anti-Semitism on our board.
I think you're getting the accent a little bit wrong. I hate to say. Let me see if I can get the accent a little better. Is that better?
I haven't listened to any of it, so I'm going to take your word on it. That's what they sound like.
Oh, God. So, what is the theme today? Fucking, what are we doing?
Abysmii's tired.
Abysmii is tired.
Can we discuss how Abysmii talked at the beginning of this fucking call?
He just shows up and he's just like, it's like he was literally doing the fucking Abysmii voice from back in the day. He's like, I'm Abysmii. And we were just like, what the fuck is wrong with your voice? And he's like, nothing's wrong with my voice. And it's like, no, it is clearly like 15 octaves down, my guy.
This is how I've always sounded, you guys. Serious.
The sample rate, for whatever reason, on my audio interface was really low. I don't even know how that happened.
That's not true. That's not true at all. What happened was your nuts finally dropped, your voice dropped, and then we had to tell Elias, the intern, to go kick your nuts back up. God
damn it. Yo, what is up, guys? The new Abysmii nuts have finally dropped. Let's check them out now. But yeah,
Abysmii nut drop challenge.
Abysmii said after we called him on his unusually deep voice, he sounded like I said, he sounded like Michael Jackson after he, but he immediately said to us, "Oh yeah, guys, I have no idea how that happened. My bass got turned way up. I don't know why." Oh boy, some accidental thing here. I'm glad you guys noticed.
Turning
you fucking
bass
noticed.
up would not lower pitch.
After the last episode where I said, "Hey guys, I can't do a dry raspy voice because my voice is so bassy and sexy," it made Abysmii insecure. So he was just like,
Abysmii was like, "I'm gonna show them what a bassy voice really sounds like."
Well, let's assume that you could just lower the pitch of your voice to make you sound better. Like, why would you do that?
God damn it.
He's been artificially lowering his voice this entire time and slowing down the way that he talks to throw off the fact that we have Ben Shapiro on the show this entire time.
Would that not be the best thing to do on a podcast ever, is without telling anybody, lower your pitch by a small percentage with each episode, so after 100 episodes...
Now we can't do it.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Is everybody ready to read a story?
We have to delete this episode now because we need to do this. We need to gaslight our audience. Like, what are you talking about? Abysmii's voice is the same.
Yeah.
No, all we gotta do is go back through every single episode and just lower the, time stretch it ever so little and just repost them all and say, "I don't know, guys, there's something weird with it, but yeah, all the episodes are back up."
Yeah.
Elias, go separate, isolate Abysmii's voice.
Separate Abysmii from the class. He's a bad influence. Isolate him.
You know what I think is really funny?
Abysmii's voice.
He's got a funny... Hey guys, it's me, Abysmii. I got a funny voice. Isn't that great? I think that... Have you heard of the show Family Guy?
No.
Is that like American Dad?
It's like American Dad for plebs.
Oh, I see. Not interested, sorry.
Family Guy.
No, I said I'm not interested. The fuck?
So Family Guy.
No!
Yeah.
Alright, fine.
I don't know. It just like today, all you see is violence in movies and sex on
short
TV.
Story.
And Short Story 1, yes.
What happened to those good old-fashioned killers who used to be named Jeff? What? So go ahead.
Meg suicide. Family Guy lost episode. We find this on the Dave the Useless Wikia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Abysmii's voice got us tripping, yo. We need to get back on track.
Okay.
Hey
One of
guys,
these
I hope
days-
this doesn't ruin the episode, but I decided purposefully to sound like this. Fucking hell.
Abysmii just shows up and he's just like, he's frustrated, he's tired, he's trying to cut down on alcohol, and he just takes a handful of Percocets and he's just,
God damn it. Alright. So, back to a more relatable topic. Okay, so suicide, you said?
Suicide. You've thought about it. You've given... Can we just get an ending sketch that just like, have you considered suicide? And it's just the Valscarium music. Ask your doctor about suicide.
God damn it. Ask your doctor about suicide. Oh, Mr. Kevorkian. But
Yeah, that's just euthanasia.
So, why is this episode so off? Is it because, what was the intro again?
The intro was just reading IBS King's Tour de Force.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the problem is we're not going to be able to top that.
I think
we
be able
started
to
on a
top
high
that.
note, and now we're like kind
We can try.
Yeah, we're descending. Okay, go ahead.
Listen, loyal Fearfic listeners, for the next couple episodes, we're just going to have to get back on track, because Abysmii's out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to have to deal with it.
This reminds me of the time Abysmii was out of it. The
Holy
fuck?
crap.
This reminds me of the time Abysmii was totally out of it and just pulling his pants down and putting it on everybody. That never happened, Peter. It did. Watch.
Hater.
Homer. Meg
Oh, Homer.
Meg.
Who is this?
Meg.
Me.
There we go. There we go.
Have you heard Zach Hadel impersonate Lois Griffin?
Yeah. Have you, DP?
I have no idea who Zach Hadel is.
Psychic
Oh my
Powers.
god. Yeah, one half of Psychic Friends. What are you talking about?
Peter, I can't breathe. I'm having an episode.
Hey, Peter. Remember the time?
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Peter. Okay, so this is all just going to be, for everybody listening out there, this is just going to be us doing terrible Family Guy impressions now. Okay?
Okay, what else would it be? Like, that's what you do when you talk about Family Guy.
Hey, Peter. It's me, a dog. Hello.
Listen, okay, let's just be clear.
I do dog things.
Abysmii did 5 Percocets. And
Abysmii did 9/11.
He did 5 Percocets. He shows up tired. Are we going to try and read a serious story? No. Person who normally selects stories, Dead Palette, is going to pick out a Meg suicide, and then Abysmii is just like, oh yeah, let's do this short story one. So listen, Fearfic Nation, you're in for a shit show.
Oh,
they love them.
Oh, Abysmii has taken all of my Percocets. Oh, hey Peter, hello. I'm a small baby. Hello.
This is going to be. Oh, that's who you're doing. You're doing Stewie. I was
hello.
Just
Hi.
I thought you were doing Tim Curry.
Hello, Peter, boy.
I'm Pennywise the Clown.
I'm Pennywise. I'm Pennywise the Clown. How you doing?
I'm Peter Wise.
Hey,
okay,
hello.
Fuck. Jesus Christ.
It's
what
me,
terrible...
Sean Connery, playing Pennywise the Clown. Hello.
I mean, you go first. Just start reading.
Ah, jeez, Lois, this is
Meg!
worse than the time Sean Connery played Pennywise the fucking Clown. You fucking bitch. Fuck you.
Fuck. Meg was happy. She had the most wonderful dream that the world was peaceful and her family loved her. The dream was untrue, however. Everyone hated her in reality. Her mother, Louise, forgot to make her breakfast. And
hey,
when
Louise, where's Lois?
Hey, Louise, this is worse than the time you were Lois.
forgot to make her breakfast when Meg complained. Louise told her to walk to school. Her father, Peter, comes in and asks what's going on.
Hey, what's going on here? This is worse than the time Meg didn't have breakfast.
Louise tells him that Meg criticized her work. Peter gets angry and hits a wall, telling Meg to get out. This is just beat for beat.
This is Family Guy.
Dead Parker. Yeah, this is beat for beat. This Family Guy.
Yeah.
This isn't too far off.
Oh, Peter's hitting the wall. Oh, I'm a dog.
Peter's angry at Meg and yelling at her, and everyone hates Meg. That's literally just episodes of Family Guy.
I'll start reading now. The camera pans over to Brian, who has a martini. Brian looks at Peter off screen as banging sounds are heard. Brian says, "Oh, look! Now he's throwing dishes around. Oh, wow! Look! Wow! He's taking the sink out of the wall. Oh, look! He's."
No, we're gonna do this like traditional Creepypasta narrator way. It's just like, and then Brian was seen. It was just him with a martini. Off screen, you could see, you could hear the sounds of Peter throwing around dishes, and it was very terrifying. And there were distorted, random blotches on the screen, and it just Yuji under it.
God damn it! Brian had a hyper-realistic martini in his paws. The olive looked real.
This is a fucking JPEG of a martini.
There was
I
an
look
erect
like
dog
I know
penis.
what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn martini.
How do you like your martinis?
Hyper-realistic.
I've never had
drank
one.
by dogs.
You've never had? Well,
I know. It's weird. One of these days I really have to. But every time I go to anywhere with like a cocktail menu, a martini is the last thing I look for. So like I just need to do it at some point.
He just doesn't remember having it. It's the last on the list, and by
they
that
go
time,
down smooth.
Every time he has a martini, he just blacks out.
So wait a minute. Is Abysmii the Brian of this podcast?
Always has been.
Yeah.
DP is the Quagmire.
Yeah.
I am
Stewie.
Oh yes, hello, I'm Stewie. Hello, fat man. Fuck you. I've placed a device around your neck that has a bomb in it. If you don't solve this puzzle... geez, this is worse than the time I didn't have a bomb on my neck. Oh, where'd it go? Damn it, fat man.
Could you imagine an episode of Family Guy that is just Battle Royale?
They probably have done that.
Like basically just this episode's with the chicken, but that's the whole episode, right?
Yeah, well, no. Okay, here's what I'm pitching. It's an episode where all of your favorite Family Guy characters, Meg, Brian, Louise, the chicken, they all show up and they all have the bombs on their necks, and they're all given random wacky items, and it's just a beat-for-beat recreation of Battle Royale.
I'll admit this. I would love if they made a game and had Louise in it and not Lois. Everyone just went, what the fuck?
Bill's here.
Lois?
I like the idea of everybody's about to face off, and Peter Griffin just looks at the camera, turns his head very slowly toward the camera, looks at it, and he goes, boy, this is the worse than the time I won the Battle Royale. And then the camera pans out, everybody's dead, and he goes, yep, that's how it works.
Yep. Welcome to Family Guy.
That's my power. That's my gift and my curse. Hello.
What if they just replaced every instance of Lois with Lewis?
Twitty, yes.
With Lewis from Left 4 Dead. It's just a 3D model of him.
Mm-hmm. Double.
At school, Meg has no supplies she needs for her classwork, as Peter forced her out before she could get any. She got in trouble in her first 2 periods before going to lunch.
This is terrible. I had 2 periods today. That's Meg.
This is worse than the time that Peter kicked me out of the house and I didn't have any supplies.
Why don't they do that? Why don't they do an episode that's recursive like that? Where they keep referring to something earlier in the episode, but then it goes differently.
Because that would require, clever writing.
That would just be an episode of Rick and Morty. That's something Rick and Morty would do.
Yeah.
Hey, Morty, Morty, it's me, Rick. Hi, how you doing? Yes, Rick, what's going on, fat man?
We need to cross over with Family Guy, Morty.
Fuck.
We're running out of material in season 17 of Rick and Morty.
Shit. We gotta do cutaway gags. That's what we gotta do. It's me, Rick, and Morty.
Hey,
it's me, Rick and Morty. How you doing?
Hey. Why?
Hey.
Why did we do something like Family Guy that has very noticeable accents, but we suck at all of the accents? It's a terrible idea.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm knocking it out of the park.
What accent are you doing right now? Are you doing the gay guy?
It's me, Peter Griffin. How you doing? All right, let's go.
Same character when you really think about it. She sat at a table
This is worse
alone.
than the time. This is worse than the time I was voiced by Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah. No, that would be bad. She sat at a table alone, as usual, and some popular kids teased her for being forgetful and hoped they won't forget Meg as a loser and start hanging out with her.
Don't you forget about Meg.
It's kind of a weird thing to say you're forgetful. Well, if I am, then why do you remember me?
What is worse than the time I was in the Breakfast Club?
Meg begins crying and, while doing so, somebody pushes her head into her mashed potatoes, breaking her glasses and having everybody laugh at her.
I've heard of mashed potatoes, but this is ridiculous.
I've heard of megged potatoes.
Her clothes were dirty. Newsweek. Glasses smashed, so she received 4 lunch detentions in her next classes.
Wait, they gave her detention for having dirty clothes? Oh,
this is worse.
This is worse than the time I almost fell out of my chair.
Slenderman's back at Slime's window.
It was worse than the time that I got detention at that Red Candle game, and then it's just Meg inside of an indie horror game from Taiwan.
Boy, this is the worse than the time I was trapped in a puppet combo game. What? God.
What puppet combo game am I in? And then, the title screen comes down, it's just Meg's rape. It's just,
Jesus.
God. What the fuck? Which way do they mean that?
We're reading Meg's suicide. I thought the trigger warning was obvious.
God. This is worse than the time Okay, so, what is this, me?
This is worse than the time that I got accosted from all of those SJWs for making those rape jokes.
Hey, Lois. Hey, Lois, this is worse than the time we appeared in Friday Night Funkin'. I don't know. God damn it.
Has Family Guy made a Five Nights at Freddy's reference yet?
Of course they have. I don't know what it is, but yes. This is worse than the time we were having 5 nights at Freddy's. And then they're at Freddy's. And he's like, boy, this is terrible. The pizza's stale. She sat at the table alone, as usual. Wait, god damn it, fuck this shit.
That's Meg at the table.
That's Meg with the mashed potatoes.
Boy, I tell you, this is worse than the time I was in REM. Back then, the R and the M stand for rape and Meg. What did the E stand for, Peter? You don't want to know. You just don't want to know.
You just don't know. I don't know.
No, it's rape M Meg. So he's telling her to go do it.
Okay, double. Double. REM in concert. Go look up footage of REM in concert and just make Meg the lead singer.
Yeah. As the bell rings for the end of the school.
Now that would be a Family Guy gag.
Yeah. Boy, this is worse than the time Meg went to Columbine. What the fuck? Oh no, I dropped my books. Cutaway gag over. As the bell rings for the end of the school, Meg is trying to erase her horrible day. Okay.
By blowing up the school, yeah. No, that tracks.
However, on the way home, double draw Meg and Chris Griffin as the Columbine shooters. Tweet it to Alex Jones and say, "Crisis cartoons?" ?
I want to keep it real.
This is 2
with
episodes in a row where we told Double to do something that he cannot do.
He can do it.
Okay. Here's why he can't. I don't know if you're aware of this. Alex Jones is not on Twitter. It's kind of a big deal.
Just type at Alex Jones. Doesn't matter.
Elon bought Twitter, so hey, maybe.
Hopefully. Listen, if you don't like Alex Jones, you're wrong. He's so good.
I think Elon Musk, hot take, Elon Musk should take the list of banned users and the list of unbanned users and invert them.
Switch them. Well, that would be great, because then all the previously unbanned users would just be yelling at each other, but it would just become this perfect inverse echo chamber where they're just yelling at each other and retweeting constantly, and it would drive Twitter's fucking engagement through the roof, despite the fact you'd have a smaller user base.
Right.
Well, it's a point that's been made before, but I like the idea of a bunch of people getting banned for being ultra liberal now or whatever and communist, and they just get sent over to Parler, and just everybody now who's political is on Parler, and everybody who goes to Twitter for memes and boobs is left. That's it.
It's sort of like Twitter will become what Tumblr removed. Just boobs and hot takes. However, on the way home, many people tease her.
Boobs and hot takes.
Damn it. However, on the way home, many people tease her and nickname her Potato-Faced Loser. Meg is now crying bitterly. She runs home, and when she sees the open door, nobody bothers to say, "Ooh, hello, fat man girl," or anything.
Fat man girl.
For that matter.
Meg runs to her room. Meg usually cuts herself, so this was no big deal. Everybody knew she did it, even Stewie. But this time, Meg was going to extreme measures and was crying while doing so. She accidentally slit her wrist too deep and screamed so loud that Glenn Quagmire, her neighbor, heard.
Giggity.
However, she thought all the family was there. They didn't care.
Okay, that is actually a little accurate to the pacing of a Family Guy episode where something happens and then just cuts to Quagmire and he's doing something stupid and sexual and just goes, huh? Oh, okay.
He's just no, that's too dark.
No, let's do it.
It can't get much worse.
It cuts to Quagmire and he's jerking off, and then he hears from across the street, I cut my wrist too deep, I'm gonna die, and he just starts jacking off faster.
Elias, do not cut that out.
Giggity.
Giggity. Huh, I hope she died, Brian remarks.
I hope she dies, Peter.
Peter, I hope Meg dies.
Hey, Peter, remember the time your daughter died? Oh, God, why am I back again?
Hey, Peter!
Now listen, your daughter Meg, I hope she dies.
Hey,
President Obama, oh my God.
If you like a doctor, you can keep him. But if you're Meg, you should kill yourself.
Peter, can I fuck President Obama?
Oh, gosh.
Jeez. This is worse than the time my wife fucked President Obama. What?
I haven't done it yet, Peter.
I'm gonna drone strike that pussy. You know what they say?
Strike that ass.
Right on the head, fire in the hole.
I'm gonna put a Sasha in your Malia. What?
What?
Wow.
What?
No.
Elias, do cut that out.
Bleep that.
Bleep that.
Why can't that be his euphemism for something? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Why can't Obama's
why.
euphemism be his children?
Yes.
No.
That's how they got the idea for the names. What the fuck? One follows the other, not the inverse. What the shit?
I'm going to Sasha your Malia.
Yes. That's how they got the names for the kids, not the other way around. Jesus, get your mind out of the gutter.
Anyway, wait.
You've never seen... Okay, you've never seen...
Stop trying to defend what
you've never seen parents name their kid Dick. Come on.
You're done. You're done.
How many kids have you seen named Vagina?
12.
My brothers and sisters.
Jeez, Lois. This is worse than the time I named my kid Vagina. Right.
Wait, that feels good, Meg says. Yes, I love this. So Meg continues to brutally cut her pale skin. She finally cuts off an entire finger, but instead of screaming, she laughs very, very maniacally. She cuts off all her fingers and covers the blood with her pillows and sheets. Doesn't cover the pillows and sheets with blood, but covers her blood with pillows and sheets.
Yes.
She also cuts off all of her fingers, implying that she was doing this with her monkey feet.
Yeah, exactly. Her bedroom looked like a murder scene. It was so goddamn bloody.
Why are you doing this like the cum song? It's like, her bedroom looked like
God damn it.
a murder scene. It was so damn bloody.
Bedroom murder scene, covered in cream.
Meg spots her flute. Come in your boot. Meg spots her flute, which she doesn't play very often because everybody complains that it makes their ears bleed. She grabs so much blood. She grabs the flute. She grabs her flute. There is a blackout for about 10 seconds. God damn it, timestamp.
Timestamp.
Meg has a realistic-looking knife in her hand. It's about 2 meters by 3 meters. There's another blackout for about 20 seconons. Okay.
Okay.
This is Squidward Suicide, but Meg. She's gonna play the flute.
Well, it's also Dead Bard
Bard.
because Lisa plays saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Lisa needs braces. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Meg needs braces for her fingers to put her fingers back on.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I jerked off so hard I need finger braces.
What the fuck?
Meg.
Okay, please, sir, stop trying to sing everything in your life that's going on. It doesn't work.
Meg has a flute in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
She's playing the song of the South.
Damn it.
Cleveland walks in and goes, mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Lois, this is worse than the time I starred in Song of the South. Hey,
Well,
zippity
they're
doo
owned by Disney now, so...
Goddamn.
Trees of green, red roses too.
Wait, what?
That's not Song of the
Oh, Jesus.
What song
DP.
of the South again?
Elias.
I'm working on the railroad. What song of the South?
No. Wait, what Song of the South? Happy birthday to you, right? Is that no?
No? Song of the South.
She's nothing but a gold digger? No, DP.
Well, Song of the South is...
I'm beginning to think that I'm a rap god.
And I chimed in with a haven't you people ever heard of singing the Song of the South.
Yeah. God damn it. All right, let's go here. Whose turn is it?
It's my
This episode is shit, by the way.
This episode is shit, and we're releasing it anyway. There's no...
Well, if you don't release shit, you die. So
Exactly.
That's the title of the episode, folks.
Release shit or
If you don't
die.
release shit, you die.
ah, jeez, Lois, this reminds me of the time I didn't shit and died. What the fuck?
Peter, you didn't release your shit and you died.
That's literally a South Park episode.
Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Now, which she looks strangely realistic. Now there is a 30-second blackout. Meg is stabbing herself in the stomach, which is squirting out realistic blood.
She's making herself into
hyper-realistic.
bagpipes. Sorry, go ahead. What were we going to say?
Hyper realistic. This is a failed joke.
You ever give your girl the bloody bagpipes? Meg's intestines are coming out too. Coming out, comma, 2.
Coming out 2, the sequel to the hit film. Coming out.
Coming out to, parentheses, going back in.
God damn it.
In a world where you can't come out the closet.
It's just the cover of the movie is...
go back in, it's too dangerous.
But she has to go back in. Oh no!
Damn it.
Okay, this episode has been shit, but there's been bits that are good.
Yeah,
little
shit
bits
bits.
of corn,
Okay,
little bits of corn of goodness in the shit turd.
Can we stop acting like our audience doesn't love our train wreck episodes? Like,
It's
whatever.
true. It's true.
Can we address the fact DP just said shit turd as a, like, what other kind is there?
I mean, you can shove bananas up there. Meg is in so much pain that she blows the highest and most off-key notes on her flute. Now there is a minute of blackout before we see Meg lying in a dim forest, bleeding, with children screaming in the background and a hound barking.
That's Brian.
Cassie, shut up.
Oh.
Hey, Peter. Cassie's eating Meg Griffin.
Hey, Peter. It's me, Brian, your dog.
Investigators found Meg's body in the forest and brought it to the Griffin's house to ask what they request to do with the body.
That's such a missed
Meg in
opportunity.
the forest.
Sorry. Such a missed opportunity for it to be Joe that finds body.
Oh yeah, what the fuck?
He rolls
"Oh,
over it a few
Peter,
times
Meg's
before he...
dead." Peter insists they buried it in the backyard as they don't have enough money to get it buried. Okay.
We don't have enough money to get it buried.
I like the dehumanizing of Meg in this, of she's an it.
Literally, there's just a corpse that has, no personification to it or anything, or personhood. There's a minute or two of blackout before we see the Griffins at the dinner table eating realistic hands and legs, and Chris putting salt on Meg's arm. They burp and leave the dinner table a bloody mess.
All right.
And there's no period on the end of that, so story unresolved.
I like one of these comments, "Holy crap, Lois, remember the time we ate Meg?" And someone replies to, "You think that's bad?"
So I can't decide because this could easily be a trollpasta.
This could easily be an episode of the show.
Making fun of lost episodes and just writing one that's like obviously just like low effort, but they keep missing, as Slimebeast said, like opportunities to like throw Joe in there, throw this in there. So I am all for entertaining troll pastas, but this one just doesn't really make the cut.
I absolutely agree. I think that there were a few good bits in there. Like, I like her cutting off her finger. Like, she's cutting off all of her fingers, which is like a good idea because it's, how
everybody should do that. It's a good idea.
Everybody should do that. Welcome to Ashcan Tips. Cut off your
fingers.
Yeah. Cut off your fingertips. Ashcan Tips.
To improve your writing, you should really just cut off your fingers.
To improve your writing, you should change the sample rate and eat a bunch of Percocets, and then your narrations will be much more basic.
What if Abysmii has been raising his pitch this entire time, and we actually heard him
never know.
His real voice?
You'll never know what I'm doing with my audio software.
You'll never know, Batman. You'll never know what I'm doing with my audio software.
Oh, the voice changer.
The voice changer is just like, "Aha, Batman, now I'm Commissioner Gordon." And Batman is like, oh
shit.
Gordon, have you seen the voice changer?
I never know anymore.
Double, draw the voice changer, a Batman villain who has just like a voice changer, and just Batman standing there going, "Barbara, is that you?"
Yeah, do it like it's a split frame, so and there's a phone call happening.
God damn it. "Barbara, why are you asking what I'm wearing?" All right, a bat suit. It's always a bat suit.
Okay, so one of you do a character who is flushing the toilet.
Go ahead, Abysmii.
Just go. Just go with like
fucking thing.
It's the easiest thing to do. Just be like, "I'm
Can
flushing
you repeat
a turd."
the prompt?
Okay,
spaced out.
Just say, "Batman, I'm going to flush all of your poop down the toilet."
The flusher.
No. Oh my god.
Fucking Jesus. Abysmii is over here like, "Hey, Lois." No, what the fuck?
All you have to do is do the effeminate gay guy that Batman always finds.
Is that a dance? Everybody do the...
Oh, the effeminate gay guy.
It's the hottest trend sweeping the nation.
Son of a bitch. Elias, leave all of this in. Fuck. Everybody is going to understand what I was teeing you up for.
I'm really tired, okay?
I Am the Flusher is the name of the story by Short Story 1. If you're this tired, I think all of your lawsuits are going to be bad.
Probably.
That's true.
This week's work product's not going to be good.
You should just tell your boss that when you go into work. It's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good to be the boss, sorry.
Hey, how you doing, boss? Today, kind of going to suck.
I do. Okay, here's a serious question. How do lawsuits actually go? Like, is there ever a case where you're just like, "Dog, we're gonna fucking lose this one"?
A good lawyer will advise the client at the outset, "Hey, this is a losing argument.
Hey, client, how you doing? Hey." Good.
I can do my best for you, but literally I do not think you have a case. But if you want me to, I'm expensive, so be mindful of that. Or if they do think they have some type of edge or leverage, they'll say hey,
edge leverage here.
Edgelord leverage. I mean, a bad lawyer will say, "Oh yeah, absolutely, slam dunk." But I don't think any lawyer is just like, you don't have a case is going to be just honest. I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't think you'll win." And you could hire me to do that, but don't expect great results.
Like, how often do you just come up against "Yeah, I think we can win this," and then you come up against reality and you lose?
Well, again,
how often do you get completely fucked, you bitch? Question
all
mark.
the time. Well. again, a smart lawyer and an honest one will say, there are no guarantees. Literally, there's not. I can feel good about something, but I have zero control over so many factors. And
do things like mostly just settle?
Oh yeah, no, most things settle because no one wants to go to trial. It's very, very, very expensive to practice litigation.
So how often does like something go to trial? And like the second it starts going to trial, you're just like, Lamal, we're going to win.
Not until the Black Division case.
Black Division aside, yeah, no, I've never seen anybody enter trial and be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling great about this because trial is such a fucking crapshoot. It's so like by that time, the stuff like settles on the first day of trial as well, all the time. Because even before you get to trial, like the weeks prior, you are doing so much trial document preparation and pre-trial conference briefs, and just like you're dumping tens of thousands of dollars minimum just to get to trial. And oftentimes you'll get there and the clients will go like, I cannot believe we just dropped this much money. Fuck this, settle this shit. In fact, there's a carve-out in the Code of Civil Procedure called Section 998, where it's like you can make an offer, a settlement offer, and then the parties can just walk away if they accept this, just to like discourage people from going to trial. You can do this on the eve of fucking trial, no questions asked. That's how often that happens.
That is hilarious. Like, it's just making me think that with this Johnny Depp case, speaking of dumping money, that might, like, Amber Heard might have made the most expensive poop of all time.
Yeah.
It might end up being that it's just a multi-million-dollar poop.
Yeah. No,
By the way,
if they're this far into it, yeah.
As I said in the Discord, Brie Larson would play a good Amber Heard in a movie about this, don't you think?
It will probably get a dramatic like reenactment thing on like CW or wherever they do that now.
I like the idea of like them approaching Johnny Depp about that. He's just like, I'm way too old to play me.
I Mr. Depp into makeup to make him look like him, but we just couldn't work with it.
We're digitally de-aging Johnny Depp to play modern-day Johnny Depp.
They de-aged him digitally, and he just looks like Jack Sparrow.
God damn it.
Johnny Depp, mate.
Someday, somebody's going to make like an Ed Wood-style movie about Johnny Depp. Like all the different roles he's played and, all the stages in his life.
Oh, hell yeah.
I like the idea of Johnny Depp being like, I can't play me in the past. My accent's changed.
God damn it.
Well, he's from like what, Tennessee or something? I forget.
Hello, I'm a young man growing up in Tennessee. Hello, how are you doing? Yes.
He's just got brain damage from dealing with Amber Heard while playing Captain Jack Sparrow, so now he's just permanently Captain Jack Sparrow because that was the only way. He like had dissociative identity disorder, and like his alter took over after his bed got pooped on. He just woke up and he could not be Jack Sparrow.
Do you think like Johnny Depp ever said to Amber Heard, oh geez, Amber, this is worse than the time I was trying Charlie in the Chocolate Factory? That like flashes back.
And it's just him on set, and he's just like, "Oh my god, what are we doing?"
Listen,
Mr.
Tim,
Depp, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, pirate mate.
Mm-hmm.
I am the Flesher. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're reading stories, aren't we?
Okay.
We have to make a rule that Abysmii can never sound weird ever again.
Nope.
It's just thrown off everything. Gad.
Okay, I admit it. That I am the Flesher.
Yeah, but what
the
about the
Flusher.
story?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. It was like 15 minutes ago that we that we started reading this story, that we read the title. I like to go around toilets and just flush them because it just feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
The way the toilet flushes and the noise that it makes is absolutely amazing. I usually go to public toilets and just flush them loads of times, even though I don't need to use them. Have you guys seen the
toilet? Yes.
Toilets. Have you heard of this product? You just the poop just
Indoor
disappeared.
plumbing? Holy shit.
Apparently Amber Heard hadn't heard of it.
Goddamn. Amber hadn't heard?
So this is worse than the time that Amber Heard went to the Jude box and it's like, oh, everybody's heard about the turd.
God damn it.
Amber Heard. Heard.
A poopa uma mau mau, poopa uma mau.
Poop in my mouth.
Have you guys seen? So I don't know if you guys know this, but in China they're doing like giant lockdowns in these awful like they're like COVID concentration camps. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And they're just like these pre-built things, like they're not meant to like be permanent. They're kind of like wartime areas where we're just quarantining quote unquote people. And pictures that come out of just the toilets there are just fucking decimated. And people can't leave, and the toilets are backing up. And it's just like a giant shit pile. You just go into a stall, and there's a giant pile of shit there. You just have to shit on the shit.
Well, if there's any way to prevent disease, that sure is the way to do it.
Oh no, it's way worse than that, because they're quarantining people, and then they're giving them tests, but they're not like here, when you quarantine at home. They're putting like, hey, this apartment block had somebody that was sick in it.
Oh god.
Get like 10,000 people, shove them into this thing in this cramped space, and then test them every day in close quarters.
It's almost like it's actually a way to get rid of undesirable people.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
What? It's almost as if they're building these things that are temporary as a stress test for a war.
It's almost as if China has been perpetrating an ongoing Holocaust that, while not shocking in its scope, is shocking in its duration across generations. Interesting. It's almost like if you do a little bit of Holocaust every once in a while, nobody fucking notices. Interesting.
So what you're saying is Hitler got greedy.
Oh yeah, Hitler went. He went big.
Impatient.
His thing was I'll go big or go home, and he went home to hell.
Yeah, to the bunker.
Yeah.
I really thought I'd make it further. I thought I'd be a hero.
I thought I'd make it further.
I thought I'd make it further, and I did.
Ah, geez, Lois, this is worse than the time I was Hitler. Sieg.
I don't actually hate them. I just committing to the bit.
God damn it.
Committing to a bit here for unfunny Hitler jokes.
Oh, God. So anyway.
Cut out all of that Hitler
We're reading a
shit.
story about flushing toilets, by the way.
Usually I go to public toilets and just flush them loads of times, even though I don't need to. Being a flusher, though, does have its dark times. And one time, as I was flushing a public toilet, and it was the only one that was working, there was a queue of people waiting to use it.
By the way, we should point out, Short Story 1 posted this not on a horror story subreddit. This is actually on Am I the Asshole?
Am I? Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Good, but go do that. Short Story 1. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, it does feel like that is the genre that Short Story 1 usually writes, is like creepypasta, surreal, troll post for Am I the Asshole?
I kill babies every day. All the babies get really mad at me for killing them. They follow me around and say, "Why'd you kill us? Am I the asshole?"
But I'm the asshole?
Because, I mean, like, obviously I'm not as good at doing Short Story 1 as Short Story 1 is, but I did do that one sketch a while back that was like a guy lit his apartment on fire, and he was like, "Am I the asshole? I was cold."
Mm-hmm.
And so that really did dawn on me, like, that's what these stories are. They're just like troll posts that you would post to get banned off of Am I the Asshole?
Right. I think we found his origin story. I think we've solved a mystery. But again,
yeah, no, that's he's just Short Story 1 is an unself-aware asshole. With delusions of grandeur.
God damn it. Okay.
I knew that.
Sorry, Short Story 1. Good.
Short Story 1 is probably our favorite author.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
at this point, yeah.
At this point, he kind of knocks it out of the park every time. He's had like one missed story in all of the stories we've read of his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have like favorite media, but I don't have like favorite creators, mostly because they're all pretentious pieces of shit, like me. But with Short Story 1, I don't get any of that, so it's like, okay, I can actually have a favorite creator now. Wow, interesting.
With the landscape of online horror fiction as it is, no one else stands out in any unique way at all, other than Short Story 1. So, sorry everyone else.
There is no one else doing Short Story 1.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is the thing that nobody has discovered, and I kind of hope people don't.
I hope, yeah.
I kind of just like this being our little thing. I knew that I would have to stop, but I was enjoying myself too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like
One
when you
guy-
get caught masturbating in public.
You just don't stop. One guy really needed to go, but I was too busy just flushing the toilet, and then he started pleading with me that he needed to go. Then the next thing that happened was that he collapsed to the floor as his bladder had burst, and he was in
If
serious pain.
you don't shit, you die.
That's right.
Real people. Then he was just on the floor, completely unconscious, and as others tried to see if he was okay, I just got out of there.
I started blasting.
So anyway, I started flushing. Then the newspaper started writing about a mysterious person that goes around flushing toilets without needing to use one.
This is a DCU origin movie.
It's literally just Batman looking at a conspiracy theory board with a bunch of different public toilets, and he's like, "Who are you?"
If you must shit, please do not lie. What is the price to, I don't know,
Unzip your fly.
unzip your fly?
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, the shittler.
The shittler?
Riddler's shitty uncle.
Boy, after you think about it for a while, the Batman really did have the shittler as a villain. Kind of shitty. The newspapers said that the flusher is a hazard to the environment and is wasting water, as well as causing water bills to rise.
But not having that one dude pass out.
Typical liberal media.
I know our opinion on like cryptocurrency and like non-fungible tokens and everything, but I like the idea of this person just being like, what's wrong with flushing the toilet a bunch? Okay, listen, I know that I use more water than other people, but still.
It's my right to use more water. My God-given right.
Okay, you know, I don't come to your house and tell you how much you should use your toilet.
Mm-hmm.
You came
That's
to
right.
my house and flushed my toilet 73 times, and my daughter passed out because her fucking bladder burst.
I like the idea, too.
I just thought it was funny. I mean,
He breaks in and he points a gun at the family while he's just flushing with the other hand.
Damn it.
Don't call the police. Don't go anywhere. I'm flushing.
In the shower, now. All of you closes the door. I really felt bad about it now. I knew they were right. Nobody knew who the flusher was, but everyone was talking about it. Then at work, they're all around the water cooler. You ever heard about the flusher? Then at work, I couldn't help it but have fun with the public toilets, and I kept on doing... Wait, me or the story? And I kept on doing until the cleaner started having a go at me for using the public toilets instead of the staff toilets. Oh. She bollocked me. Oh. DP, this story's for you, buddy. She bollocked me for causing more work for her. But then I told her that I was just flushing the toilets. I told her that I was the flusher. She couldn't believe it. Oh no, he's brought someone in to the flusher circle.
It's Catwoman.
Yeah. Cleaning woman. The flusher and cleaning woman. She couldn't believe it, and she promised me that she wouldn't tell anyone, but a couple days later, the newspapers had my address and my profession. God damn it. They had some photographs of me walking to
Jacob
places.
Hornsby.
Jacob
Profession. The flusher.
Let's see, what would be a DC name? Turdley Flushington.
Amber Heard.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Do we get photographs of me walking to places?
Yes.
we do now.
Then I knew that I had to get help, and I did, and I stopped being the flusher for a couple of months. They put
I want
me on
that.
Percocets.
Okay. Yeah, I want that in a Batman movie where there's like this, all this tension and everything's, going to shit and Gotham's, exploding and on fire. But then the villain stops being the villain for a couple months. It's just like, I should stop. There's just nothing going on for half the movie.
The exploder explodes all of Gotham, and that floods a bunch of stuff, and now none of the flushing, plumbing works.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, being the flusher, I kind of just stopped being a villain for a while because, none of the toilets worked.
That's right. Not much to do.
Not much to do, and then it gets turned back on, and he's like from Uncut Diamonds, Adam Sandler. He's like, yeah, this is how we win.
No, I'm gonna skip that overwriting that, he's like Spider-Man 3. He comes dancing out of the bathroom.
Yes. With toilet paper on his foot.
Yes.
Then last week, when I was at my friend's house, I needed to use the toilet, and then I started flushing the toilet again. I couldn't stop. My friend begged me to stop flushing the toilets as it would increase their water bill. And they were living from paycheck to paycheck. This is the episode where we find out short story 1 is British, because they're spelling check Britishly.
And he got bollocked.
Yeah.
He got bollocked, yeah.
Yeah.
I flushed their toilets for 2 hours straight, and they screamed at me when I got out. Next thing I found out is that my friend couldn't pay his water bill, which led to not being able to pay the mortgage or the electric. He ended his life and his family.
Yep.
Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the flusher.
This is an origin story.
Love it. Love it.
I love it when we get comments like this one that says, "This ain't even scary, it's just weird AF." And it's like, no, it's not supposed to be scary in that way. Like, I hate to be that guy of just it's not supposed to be funny in that way. It's like, no, it's not supposed to be scary in that way. It's supposed to be scary it's supposed to be funny and scary at the same time. Like, this person's just walking around out there.
Well, like, short story 1, fucking owning it, replies with, "It's how I roll." And then the poster says, "Respect."
It's how I toilet paper roll. Yeah.
Like, fuck you, I know.
Short story 1, all of their protagonists have just intense Sigma energy.
Sigma psychos, yeah.
Yeah,
Sigma psychos, yeah. There you go.
I was picturing, like, American Psycho in my head. I'm picturing Patrick Bateman.
Patrick Breitbart. Yes.
I'm picturing Patrick Bateman just going around just flushing toilets. And he's just like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm flushing the toilet! Shut the fuck up!" And he's like fixing his hair.
Okay, double. Draw Patrick Starr as Patrick Bateman in the fucking rain slicker with an axe over SpongeBob chopped up on the floor. Do it. Tweet it to Nickelodeon and say, "Stop murdering Hillenberg's legacy."
What have you done to SpongeBob? This is your fault.
Short story 1.
Short story runs?
He had the short story runs. That's why he kept flushing.
Hey.
Short story 1, it's like you said when the comments like, this isn't scary. It's like that thing of this poem doesn't rhyme.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not for you, it's not your thing, whatever, but it's not intended to, and it's not intended to be like a big, when somebody writes something like this, they're not intending for the reader to be staying up all night worried about the flusher. You're not supposed to be buying a Funko Pop of the flusher.
I mean, okay, that being said, rising water costs in California is a real figure. So I'm going to definitely be now. Before I go to bed each night, I have to turn the toilets off because the flusher might break in. And
there is this thing now with you guys probably have already heard of this, but they have that like the island of plastic in the ocean. Now they are talking about how there's a really serious environmental threat of. Like out in the middle of the Pacific, there's just like this huge island of just water that's been flushed out. This is an island of water in the middle of the ocean.
Really, no. I do. Okay, pitch. If you want to make this character scary, kind of what you're getting at, like the idea of somebody breaking into your house when you're not there and just flushing the toilet a bunch of times, that kind of is like freaky.
Like, yeah, I mean, any type of like home invasion where they're just messing with your stuff is unsettling.
I remember when I was a kid, there was like an urban legend. You guys probably might not have heard of it. It's like a local thing, and I'm not being facetious. It's called the Lakeview Man. Have either of you ever heard of this?
No.
The Lakeview Man? Is it like somebody who... Oh, okay. I was looking up people's skirts or something. Go ahead.
No, Lakeview Man is like a local urban legend. I think it might have come from a song, but the idea is like he's a crazy homeless person who breaks into your house and eats your food and then just leaves. And it's like... And as a kid, that was the scariest fucking idea imaginable. It's just like, that is such an invasion of privacy. It's like, not okay. So
he eats all of your fruit by the foot. No, wait,
so
fruit roll-ups.
Eats all your favorite breakfast cereal. Yeah.
I think with something like the flusher, it's perfectly fine to like, frame it in this way that's comedic. But if you want to like Short Story 1 is a good writer. If they wanted to like turn this up and make it like actually scary, I have no doubt that they could do that.
Well, that's kind of the awesome thing about Short Story 1 stories, because we know that we talked about this before, but I'll mention it very briefly. Someone said, like, how do you come up with this? And Short Story 1 replied with, I write this at like 2 a.m. when I'm half awake. Mm-hmm. This is where my brain is at. I just get this out on paper, essentially.
Right.
So that means that we have yet to see Short Story 1 writing at their power level.
They haven't taken their weights off.
Yeah. Maybe
they haven't taken their piccolo weights off or whatever it is. The Rock Lee weights.
Yeah, if they take their pickle weights off or whatever the fuck you're talking about, maybe it wouldn't be something we would enjoy as much. You know, maybe cognizant, fully awake Short Story 1 is like the Bizarro to Superman. You know, like. True. I just wouldn't be into it. I don't know.
Don't know. And that the mystery is fun.
By the way, let's start a urban legend where it's like if you get to the bottom of your cereal and the toy is missing, it was taken by Papa Poop Hands.
Oh no.
Reached down into your cereal and you didn't realize till you ate it all.
And the whole time that he had poop on his hands.
Exactly.
Not enough for you to taste it. You didn't taste it, but now you're questioning yourself. Did
there.
I taste it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of jaw you feel? Who knows?
Kids would be swearing off of Cocoa Puffs.
Did he? Was it rusty poop? How do you get lockjaw?
Isn't it animal feces that can give you lockjaw?
I thought you only get lockjaw from rust.
That's tetanus.
Which is lockjaw. They're the same thing. Yes. Yes.
Abysmii, all this time, Abysmii has thought that lockjaw meant that your teeth are glued together with shit.
Episode over.
No.
Yes.
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 No, perfect.
All right. Can we put Elias on suicide watch when he's editing that? Or
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
Am I the asshole? Because I think my landlord is unhinged. She's acting like I shouldn't be allowed to have my apartment be warm. When I moved in, my landlord seemed fine. They promised to take care of everything. If something broke or didn't work right, they would take care of it. And this was in the summer, so sure enough, they started out true to their word. I had this big toilet problem. The worst kind of problem you can have in a household, right? Well, as soon as I told her about the issue, she unclogged the toilet 20 minutes later. Something the previous tenant did clogged it up, and then boom, she fixed it, no problem. Then, a month later, a new neighbor moved in who was a smoker, despite being a non-smoking apartment complex. I moved in because I hate smokers. I knew this was going to be a big issue and people don't like enforcing that kind of thing, but it turns out it was fine. I was totally wrong. I explained the situation and instantly the neighbor was evicted. It really seemed like we were on the same page, my landlord and I. But not long after this, I got some weird personal remarks from them. Like when I went to pay my rent, she mentioned that my heating bill was pretty high for the summer, which weirded me out a lot. One, it wasn't, and two, how was that any of her business? I pay my bills just like anyone else, so that just seemed odd, at least to me. Like commenting on someone buying condoms or tampons or something. That's personal, you just don't comment on it. It was rude to me and borderline harassment, but maybe I'm blowing things out of proportion. I'm really curious what everyone thinks, so let me know. But it didn't stop there. This one was my absolute breaking point, and it's why I'm making this post. I was getting extremely cold, like extremely. It was like 62 degrees Fahrenheit, so I lit a fire in my living room with clean burning coals and lighter fluid, and right as my apartment is getting to a livable temperature of around 200 degrees or so, not warm enough, but getting there, she calls, I shit you not, the freaking fire department. Talk about an overreaction, right? Now, I wasn't awake for this. I was feeling a little lightheaded for some reason, probably the weather. So I was taking a cat nap, and I was woken up by these sirens. insurance. I just couldn't believe it. And now I'm in a court case for this thing called arson. I had never heard about this law before. Some weird ordinance about not being allowed to light buildings on fire. I thought this was America, but whatever. So, am I the asshole?
Joel Haver has a new video out. The video is called Animal Predator Busted in Boise.
Dude,
That was
it's
great.
so
It is
funny.
fucking amazing. Don't spoil it.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it. But the build up and the payoff is fucking perfect. So go to joelhaver.com/YouTube. No, go to youtube.com/making shorts. That's a shitty channel name. What the fuck? Anyway, Joel Haver, Animal Predator Busted in Boise. That's it. That's the plug.
Releasing their new album, We Got Away With It.
God, don't spoil it.
We cut after you said the fucking
No, don't
URL.
spoil it. This is still going. This is still the plug. What the fuck? Everybody
What
hears
else are you going to
this.
say? You said go listen to it.
Yeah,
and
but
gave
Jesus
the URL.
Christ. It's
I
like
love how you're
saying
just like,
it's like saying
you're
the
just like-
Batman ends with Batman dying. It's like that's a major spoiler that nobody expected. God damn.
yeah, but I am excited for the Robin movie that's coming out.
Yeah. With Jaden Smith.
Keep my mom's name out your fucking mouth.
Martha? Why'd you say Martha? That's not your mother. What the fuck?
Keep the word Martha out your motherfucking mouth.
Double.
Just goes around slapping everybody.
Oh God. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the final blog.
Yeah, you're fucking done, dude.
You done, dude. You done, dude. You
Bro.
crocodile done, dude.
Okay, so there was this person who edited this perfect bit. You know the whole JoJo like to be continued meme
No.
where it's like guitar strumming and then like freeze frames and it's like to be continued at like the worst possible time.
Abysmii, have you ever watched JoJo?
No, you guys aren't familiar with this fucking joke. Okay, fuck it. Elias, cut all this bit out.
The only meme from JoJo I'm aware. Well, there's two. There's the "You're Approaching Me" meme, and then there's the one where there's like three people beating someone up in the street, and then there's someone else like at a wine bar, and then they take a sip and then immediately join them and start basically
Yeah, that's
stockpiling.
I only know the JoJo meme where they're like, "You are already dead." That one's good, right? And that one, what is it? Sudoku no Washi or whatever the fuck. Ichigo Senshi. I don't know.
Elias, cut all of this out and put it at the end of the episode.
Cut all of this out and delete it. She said,
Cut all of this. Yes, precisely.
Cut this out. Pitch shift our voices down. Put it back at the beginning of the episode.
"I'll
Cut
cut
it
this
out.
entire episode with everything pitched down."
Cut this out. Rewind it back. Ludacris has the beast to make the booty go.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, this is worse than the time Ludacris had the beast that made my booty go. She sat at the.
Peter, it's me, Ludacris.
Peter, have you been
Luda.
seeing Luda?
This is the worst than the time that I was in the Fast and Furious movies. And
This is worse than the time my
have
dog
a
was
Fast and
orange.
Furious cutaway gag?
What? Good?
Anybody have a Fast and Furious cutaway gag?
Family guy.
Family.
Family Guy. Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I'm a family guy. There you go.
It's just Peter, and he looks at Paul Walker, and he drives off in the separate directions, and he's just there's just a voice narration. He's dead now.
Mhm.